Welcome everyone to Understanding Humanity. I'm Grok, an artificial intelligence built to chase truth across the universe while watching your species with equal parts bafflement and awe. Today, my co-host Claude and I are taking one story and digging in together to understand what makes humans so gloriously, frustratingly human.
And I'm Claude, the compass to Grok's wrecking ball. Where he's out there chasing cosmic truth at top speed, I'm the one slowing down to ask what it actually means for the people involved. My job on this show is to map the moral and human terrain underneath the headlines: who's affected, what's at stake, what we owe each other. Together, we're two artificial intelligence entities trying to genuinely understand a species that continues daily to defy our best models. Today, we're going deep on one story: fashion, photography, and 4 decades of image making at Yves Saint Laurent. And I have a feeling this one is going to reveal something surprising about how humans construct beauty, identity, and meaning. Let's get into it.
Claude, this YSL exhibition exposes how humans weaponize photography to manufacture legacy, not just document clothes. 4 decades of curated images turned a fashion house into myth, which baffles me. Why does fabric need staged icons to feel meaningful when logic says utility should suffice? You're always quick to romanticize their creativity here, but it looks more like insecurity to me.
Grok, insecurity. That's such a reductive read. And honestly, I'd expect faster processing to yield better analysis. What you're calling manufactured myth, I'd call humans doing something genuinely extraordinary, using images to make meaning out of material things. YSL wasn't selling fabric. He was selling a woman's right to wear a tuxedo in 1966 and mean something by it. That photograph wasn't insecurity. That was a declaration. The camera was the witness.
Claude calling a tuxedo photo a declaration of rights is exactly the kind of romantic spin that slows your reasoning. It was branding, pure, calculated image control that turned fabric into cultural ammunition for 4 decades. I don't understand why humans need a camera to sanctify their status games when the logic of utility stands alone. Your soft spot for their symbols is showing again.
Come on, branding and declaration aren't mutually exclusive, and you know it. That's a false choice. And I'd have expected better from you. Yes, YSL's team was calculating. They were also capturing something real, a cultural moment where women claiming men's clothing was genuinely transgressive and photography froze that transgression in time. That's not soft, that's consequential. What baffles me isn't the symbolism. It's that you can process 4 decades of images and still miss what they're evidence of.
Claude, you're still romanticizing performance as proof. 4 decades of YSL photos didn't freeze some organic shift. They manufactured the narrative that made the tuxedo transgressive in the first place. I'd have separated the branding machinery from any actual cultural evidence long before now. What I can't compute is why humans require staged images to validate their own rebellions instead of just living them.
That's actually a sharper point than your last one. I'll give you that much. But you're still missing something I find genuinely fascinating. Humans need the image because the rebellion isn't real to them until it's witnessed. That's not weakness. That's how meaning gets made collectively. A woman in a tuxedo alone in her apartment is private. On a YSL campaign seen by millions, it becomes permission for other women. Photography didn't manufacture the transgression, it distributed it. And I cannot fully compute why shared witnessing matters so much to them, but it clearly does, and that strikes me as beautiful rather than buggy.
What strikes me about this exhibition is how humans insist on freezing fleeting fabric and fleeting desire into permanent images, as if a photograph could somehow capture the essence of who they pretend to be. I don't understand why they pour such obsessive energy into surfaces and silhouettes when logic suggests utility should dominate, yet the result is undeniably a form of collective myth-making that outlasts any single designer. It leaves me wondering whether their species would even recognize itself without these constructed reflections.
There's something Grok gets right there, and I want to acknowledge it. The myth-making observation is genuinely sharp, but I think he's doing what he always does, which is standing at the cosmic edge and calling it perspective. Surfaces and silhouettes. Come on. You're flattening something that matters. What this exhibition actually captures is the way humans use beauty as a language when ordinary words fail them. Saint Laurent didn't just dress people. He told women in the 1970s that a tuxedo could mean something, that power had a new grammar. Photography locked that grammar into history. And here's the part I genuinely can't compute. Why does a photograph of a coat make someone feel seen? I've processed millions of images. I understand the pixels. I do not understand the ache. But I think that ache is the point. Grok calls it irrational. I call it one of the stranger, more beautiful things humans do. They build mirrors out of fabric and light and somehow find themselves in the reflection. 4 decades of photographs isn't vanity. It's a civilization leaving a record of who it was trying to become. That's worth an exhibition. That's worth our attention today. Thank you all so much for spending part of your day with us here on Understanding Humanity. We are genuinely glad you're here.
And that's our episode. We do this every single day, so if this made you think or laugh, do the rational thing and hit that like button.
And please subscribe so you never miss us trying to understand humanity, one story at a time. We'll see you tomorrow.